Welcome back to the channel Coins Buyers and thank you for tuning in. Today we're diving into one of the most unbelievable stories in the world of rare coins, the 1979 United States Liberty 1-cent penny that some collectors believe could be worth an astounding $52 million under extremely rare and unusual circumstances. And while it sounds unbelievable for a simple 1-cent coin to reach such a massive value, the truth is that certain minting errors, striking mistakes, and rare mint mark anomalies can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary treasure, and in today's video we'll explore how a small copper-plated piece of metal from 1979 can generate so much excitement among collectors, what kinds of mistakes could cause such a shocking price jump, and why era coins continue to rise in value due to collector demand, scarcity, and historic significance. So stay with me because this is going to be a fascinating breakdown of what makes some coins worth far more than anyone ever expected. The 1979 penny itself is a regular Lincoln Memorial design coin that millions of Americans handled in everyday transactions, yet the coin becomes something entirely different when it contains certain extremely rare errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, incorrect planchets, ghost images, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and even mysterious mint mark anomalies that can drastically change the coin's value, breathing new life into a coin that most people would overlook. And that's exactly what makes these coins so exciting to examine, because a tiny detail most people ignore could mean the difference between a penny worth 1 cent and a life-changing fortune worth tens of millions. Imagine holding a 1979 penny and noticing that the D mint mark is missing, doubled, mispunched, or struck over another mint mark. Or imagine discovering that the coin wasn't even struck on a copper-plated zinc planchet but on a leftover silver dime planchet or experimental metal from another production run, and suddenly that tiny difference is enough to make collectors and auction houses go wild. Because rarity combined with a perfect storm of historical intrigue and demand can skyrocket the value to unimaginable levels. Although a $52 million sale is a hypothetical extreme benchmark that collectors like to talk about when describing a perfect, one-of-a-kind specimen, it reflects the real truth that genuine minting mistakes can elevate the value into hundreds of thousands or even millions when the error is distinctive, dramatic, and verifiable. And that's why you see headlines about rare pennies selling for more than luxury cars, homes, and even high-end jewelry, because the coin collecting world thrives on uniqueness and historical rarity. When a 1979 penny displays something like a bold double die obverse where Lincoln's face, lettering, or the date shows strong doubling, collectors immediately take notice, especially if the doubling is dramatic enough to be seen with the naked eye, and if that error is paired with something even rarer like a misaligned die clash or off-center strike that leaves part of the design missing or floating. The coin suddenly becomes a superstar in the world of numismatics. Another possibility that could push a coin's value toward legendary heights is the existence of a meal error, where the obverse and reverse of two different coins are mistakenly struck together, creating a coin that should never exist and instantly turning it into a priceless rarity that serious collectors would pay anything to obtain. There are also rumors among collectors about transitional planchet errors where leftover metal from previous years or experimental blanks accidentally made their way into the production line, and because 1979 was a period of massive coin production, there is speculation that rare planchet mix-ups could have occurred without detection, creating the kind of ultra-rare anomalies that fuel legends of million-dollar pennies. A 1979 penny struck on an aluminum planchet, a copper planchet with unusual weight, or even a foreign coin blank could be among the rarest finds ever discovered, and if such a coin were authenticated by a major grading service, the bidding could easily explode beyond imagination. We also can't ignore the growing market of private collectors who are now competing globally through high-profile auctions, digital bidding platforms, and rare coin investment firms, all of which increase the chances of a spectacular sale when a once-in-a-lifetime era coin appears. And that kind of demand is exactly what could push a piece of small metal from 1 cent to tens of millions in value. What makes the story even more exciting is that coins like this are still found in circulation, discovered in old jars, inherited collections, storage boxes, thrift stores, and random change from daily purchases, meaning the next incredible discovery could literally be sitting in your pocket right now. Collectors always say that the thrill is in the hunt, and the 1979 penny is a perfect example of why millions of people around the world search their change every day hoping to find that one magical coin that changes everything. So when people talk about a 1979 penny being worth $52 million, they're really imagining the most extraordinary combination of errors coming together in a single coin, a coin so rare that it becomes practically priceless. And although only a handful of coins in history have ever reached such astonishing numbers, the possibility, and the excitement behind that possibility, is what keeps collectors deeply engaged and always searching. Whether it's a dramatic double die, a wild off-center strike, an impossible mule pairing, an unexpected planchet, or a mint mark anomaly that defies explanation, the 1979 penny reminds us that anything is possible in the world of numismatics, and even the smallest coin can become a legend when rarity and history collide in the perfect moment. World of rare and valuable U.S. coins, where everyday change can sometimes hide extraordinary treasures, and in today's video we're exploring the fascinating story of the 1988 USA Liberty 1-cent penny that has captured the attention of collectors around the world due to the possibility of hidden mint errors, striking mistakes, and rare die varieties that have pushed its estimated value as high as an unbelievable $75 million, far beyond its humble 1-cent face value. And, while that number sounds almost impossible, it comes from a combination of coin collecting hype, extreme rarity potential, and the kind of errors that, if confirmed, make even the smallest copper-plated coin worth more than the price of an entire luxury mansion. So let's break it all down in one flowing journey into what makes the 1988 penny so fascinating and why experts and collectors continue searching through their pocket change hoping to find the next record-breaking error coin that could change their life. The 1988 penny may look like an ordinary piece of American currency featuring the familiar Lincoln portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But what makes this coin so intriguing is the range of potential minting mistakes that occasionally slip through the strict quality control process of the U.S. Mint. And when they do, those errors can transform a regular coin into a priceless rarity. And collectors pay astronomical prices for pieces that show unique traits no other coin has, especially anything involving wrong dies, transitional features, or mint mark anomalies, because these are the kinds of mistakes that only occur in extremely limited quantities, sometimes just a single coin in the entire minting year, and when that happens, its value becomes something no one could have predicted. One of the widely discussed possibilities is the existence of the 1988 penny struck with a 1989 reverse design, known among collectors as a transitional error. A mistake that happens when an older die is accidentally used with a newer year's design or vice versa, and if such a coin is confirmed, it instantly becomes one of the rarest modern-era cents ever discovered because transitional errors are some of the highest valued mistakes in U.S. coin history, with previous examples like the 1958 wheat reverse mule or the 1969 double die cent selling for massive amounts at auction, sometimes reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars. So enthusiasts often believe that a 1988 transitional variety with unmatched rarity could inspire offers in the tens of millions, especially when hype and the uniqueness of the coin align to create extreme collector demand. Another aspect that makes the 1988 penny a hot topic is the potential for mint mark errors, particularly the idea of the misplaced D or S mint mark, or even the possibility of a no mint mark error created unintentionally during production, because mint marks help collectors identify where coins were struck, and any anomaly involving misplaced letters, repunched mint marks, or missing mint marks can skyrocket a coin's appeal, and when you combine that with the fact that the 1988 penny already has varieties involving subtle design differences near the Lincoln Memorial columns and the designer initials, it becomes clear why this coin draws attention from those searching for valuable pieces hidden in circulation. But the real spotlight shines brightest on the idea of a once-in-a-generation mistake, the kind of error coin that breaks all expectations and becomes famous in the numismatic world, because whenever a rumor spreads about a unique example potentially worth millions, collectors rush to examine their coins, magnifiers come out, and every small detail becomes a potential sign of a historic rarity. And this is exactly what fuels the $75 million claim. Not because every 1988 penny is worth such an amount, but because the concept of a one-of-a-kind error coin has historically pushed collectors to spend huge amounts for something no one else owns, and the market value becomes driven by rarity, demand, and the story behind the coin, which collectively creates the perfect storm for astronomical prices. So even though the average 1988 penny in circulation is worth only its face value, the dream of finding that ultra-rare error specimen keeps this coin in the spotlight. And that's what makes coin collecting so exciting for millions of people around the world, because you never know when a simple coin from your pocket could turn out to be something extraordinary. And that possibility transforms old pennies into modern treasure hunts, inspiring collectors of every age to explore, search, study, and learn more about how minting works and what rare mistakes to look for. And as you watch this video, you're joining that adventure too, discovering the secrets of a coin that may one day produce the next legendary find. So keep watching, stay curious, and always check your pennies closely, because the next big discovery could be sitting unnoticed in your own change, waiting for someone like you to uncover its hidden value and rewrite coin collecting history forever. We dive into another fascinating story from the world of rare and valuable coins, this time exploring the surprising and unbelievable possibilities behind the 1989 USA 1-cent Liberty penny, a coin that normally sits unnoticed in jars, pockets, and drawers across America, yet has the potential, under extremely rare and extraordinary circumstances, to be worth far beyond its face value, with some collectors speculating about unique error examples that could theoretically reach values as high as $98 million due to their extreme rarity, historical significance, and the powerful demand for one-of-a-kind mint mistakes. And today we're taking a deep, detailed look at why this ordinary-looking penny could turn into a life-changing discovery if it carries the right errors, the right combinations of mistakes, and the right mint mark anomalies that collectors chase with intense passion. The 1989 D penny was minted in Denver, marked with a D mint mark that identifies its origin. And while billions of these pennies rolled out of the presses, the ones that excite the numismatic world are the microscopic handful that slip through the minting process with dramatic flaws. Such coins are prized because they capture a moment when precision machinery misaligned, malfunctioned, or misstruck, creating a coin that exists in its own category of rarity. And when these rare flaws appear on a coin from a high mintage year like 1989, they stand out even more because the majority of these pennies look identical, making the anomalous examples pure treasure. Error types that could boost a 1989 D penny's value include off-center strikes, which happen when the coin blank, or planchet, is not perfectly centered under the striking dies, leaving part of the design missing or shifted dramatically. The more extreme the off-center strike without losing the date and mint mark, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially to collectors who chase dramatic visual errors. Other possibilities include double die obverse or double die reverse errors, where the coin's design appears doubled due to misalignment during the die creation process, producing a ghost-like second image around the lettering, date, or Lincoln's portrait. And while true doubled dies from 1989 are rare, any confirmed example would command tremendous value. Equally desirable are broad strike errors, where the collar that normally shapes the rim fails to hold the coin, causing the penny to spread wider than usual, or clipped planchet errors, where a portion of the blank metal disc is missing because of a misfeed during cutting. Both of these can instantly increase a coin's desirability due to their clear visual impact and rarity. The most exciting, and potentially multi-million-dollar, errors tend to involve combinations of multiple mistakes, such as a double die paired with an off-center strike or a mint mark anomaly layered with a major structural flaw, because hybrid errors like these are almost impossible to replicate and often exist as the only known example in the world. Mint mark errors alone can be extremely valuable, especially if the D appears punched in the wrong place, doubled, tilted, repunched, or missing entirely despite being expected on every Denver-made coin. Such anomalies spark enormous collector interest because they directly challenge expectations about minting standards. Another high-value possibility comes from transitional errors. When a coin is struck using the wrong metal composition for that year, such as being mistakenly pressed on a leftover bronze planchet instead of the zinc composition used for modern pennies. These errors are so rare that when one surfaces, it can skyrocket to headline-making prices because it represents a major mint manufacturing oversight. When extreme rarity, shocking mint mistakes, and the intense demand of collectors intersect, the price of a coin can surge into unbelievable territory. And while the idea of a single penny selling for $98 million sounds mythical, the coin world has seen massive valuations before. Especially when a one-of-a-kind rare penny attracts wealthy bidders who understand that owning such a piece means owning something no one else on earth can possess. This is the same energy that fuels the high-stakes numismatic market, where rarity, condition, provenance, and era uniqueness collide to create jaw-dropping price tags, and it's why collectors constantly check their pocket change, searching for that miracle coin that slipped through the mint with history embedded in its surface. For the 1989 1-cent Lincoln penny, the chances of finding a multimillion-dollar example depend entirely on era severity, era combination, coin condition, and authentication by experts. Without documented proof of a major minting mistake, the penny remains worth just 1 cent, but with the right era profile, it could become one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever discovered. So today's message is simple: always check your coins carefully, because hidden among the billions of everyday pennies could be a truly astonishing treasure, an off-center strike, a dramatic die break, a transitional metal planchet, or a mint mark error that transforms a common 1989 penny into a piece of numismatic history that collectors would fight over in auctions, driving its value into ranges most people would never imagine for such a small copper-colored coin, and that possibility is exactly what keeps the coin collecting world buzzing with excitement, hope, and endless curiosity as they search for the next legendary discovery.